Dan from Everyday Tool Reviews coming to hear you guys with a quick review of a knife I think is a pretty good knife for the money. And I've just refound amongst all my stuff. This is the Kabar k-2. This is the second time I'm actually filming this video because my phone ran out of memory space, and I'm filming this on my phone. So this is overall. Kabar k-2 run you about $11 for any of their series. They have a bunch of different series. They have different blades, different grips, different things like that. And there's I personally own this one and the Cayman, which is the Tonto Point Cayman, which is a smaller blade and a smaller knife altogether. And this was their second installment or third installment. I don't know how many installments they have of the series of their K2 series. I have a few K2s, but this is my oldest K2. I got this a few years back, and all the bolts fell out of the grip, and so I made it into almost a sheath knife. Just a great little tiny work thing that I can beat up if I need to, if I want to. So I'm going to put that off to the side. But they have a whole bunch of different designs of the blades, so you can really choose what you want. If you want a bigger folder, this is pretty big. In fact, photos and video don't do it any justice unless you compare it to something like a Spyderco Tenacious, which most of us know how big these are. It's a good comparison knife. If you see it is a little bit smaller. The Tenacious is compared to the Gila, but they have some very similar things. So let's go over some specs. I'm pretty sure this is a 3-inch blade. Actually, here. Yeah, it's about a 3-inch blade, maybe a little bit more. I don't have a tape measure on me, but 3-inch blade, eye hole opening, milled out aluminum scales for a grip, black coated on the grips and black coated on the blade, no jimping, liner lock. I'm pretty sure these are plastic, maybe a nylon washers. Pillar construction and non-reversible pocket clip. So that's somewhat just a brief overview of what you get for 11 to 12 bucks, maybe 15 bucks, depending on where you're shopping or where you are. You can get these off of Amazon and most places, but this is the Gila model, so they have a lot of different models. A couple things I don't like about it is the no jimping fact. In fact, there's not even much of a spot to put your thumb. In fact, on my Cayman, I went through and sanded down the blade and taped over the edge, and then spray painted it with a truck bed liner, somewhat of a crinkle paint, and then I jimped the back of the blade here, and I really like how it turned out. But I don't really use those knives anymore just because I've acquired better ones. So you guys saw the size comparison to the Spyderco Tenacious, so I won't bring that one back out again, but I'll bring out what I replaced this knife with. This knife was a replacement for this knife, which is the Smith & Wesson Border Guard, which I'll have a review up sometime. And the replacement for this knife now is the CRKT M21. These are all knives I can beat and not care, and just beat and beat and beat and beat, and I can trust it. That's the main thing. This one I could trust just 100%. This thing, when it's open, it feels like a fixed blade, just because of how far that liner lock goes over. And I have to say kudos to Smith & Wesson for that. Aussate steel. This was a pretty good knife when I got it, especially for the price. I got it for 15 bucks at a day after Thanksgiving sale. And my friend also got one. He sold his and got a Kershaw dive knife. And then there's this, this knife came in. Not that great of steel, pretty good lockup, kind of thin liner locks, but what you're gonna do with this? We've beaten this thing a lot and used it a lot. And there's good finger choils, The aluminum does grip a little bit, but not too much. I think it could have been better if they had G10 like they did on their older models. This is actually my first knife I had with G10, and it was kind of a smoother G10, but I still liked it better than this. This was kind of a weird feeling. Another thing, this bottom part right here, there's a pillar right there, and then there's nothing there. And so this entire bottom of the knife, you can squeeze in a good little bit. And I think if you were to drop this thing or something fell on that back bit, you would snap or bend the metal of the liners. And I think that's a pretty big flaw with this knife. Not super fast opening. Of course, then again, I have this really tightly wound. And this blade steel is average. I think it's a 440. Cheap, made in China. Doesn't matter really where it's made. But I have seen problems with some of their knives. Some of my friends got the same exact knife and it really didn't do well. Like the blade fell out of it or stuff like that. I've seen blades fall out of these knives before, but that's just a point of reference for you guys. What would I give this knife? Probably a 2 out of 5. Not a great knife. For the price, you could probably spend $1 or $2 more and get a Kershaw Chill, which is a great knife for a beginning knife collector or a just like a new. I'm a big supporter of the Boy Scouts myself, and I would suggest this to anyone in the Boy Scouts just because it's fun to play around with. It's a great safe knife, and it's light, so that way they can really, great length, great size, great grips, everything about that knife just excels. I have to end this video short and actually upload it because I'm out of video space. So, yeah, this has been Dan from Everyday Tool Reviews, and I really don't like this knife too much. Out.